stay on it. The Higher Education Department says it is in communication with Wits University management over this week's student protests. Mthokozisi Ntumba, a bystander, was killed allegedly by police when they fired rubber bullets to disperse protesting students in Braamfontein, Johannesburg. The department has called for calm. Wits Student Representative Council says it wants students who owe the university 150,000 rand to be allowed to register. The SRC says it's fighting for more than 8,000 students who have outstanding debt. We're joined via Skype now by Wits SRC Treasurer General Kanakana Mudzanani. I hope I said that correctly. You're laughing at me. I imagine you get that a lot.
Yes, I do. Well, good morning, Desiree, and thank you so much for inviting us to, share our side of the story with your viewers. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. What's the plan today? Are you still protesting?
Yes, we are protesting, and we will continue to protest for as long as our demands have not been met. And I think we have got the responsibility to, clarify and sharpen the contradictions where we see the need to do so. I wish to respond to our own Vice-Chancellor, who went on national TV unprepared, telling the nation that the university is in a critical financial state, and as such, they cannot give us certain concessions which they have given us in the past. He himself knows that the financial statements of the university that he refuses to share with the public depict the fact that the university made a surplus that is way larger than the amount we need to get the students registered. Not only will I stop there, if we are all in agreement that the university is in a tough space, if the university does not have money, why is it that we still have a situation where members of the senior executive team amount or give themselves bonuses which amount to 20 million rand, not on an annual basis, but on a semester basis? So if we are agreeing that the university is in a financial crisis, we need to be the ones who say, look, we need to prioritize the registration of students, and we need to do away with awarding people bonuses when they are already earning huge salaries. But Desiree, from our side as the SRC, the protest will continue until our demands are met. And I must state, our demonstration will continue to be peaceful. Our demonstration will continue to be disruptive.
Has there been any progress since the protest started? Have other institutions joined you?
Well, there's been great progress. I must state that the first day we took it to the streets, the first day we took a decision to disrupt academic activities at the university said, look, we acknowledge the fact that we are not ready to proceed with the academic year, so we are going to extend registration. Through our demonstration, the university was forced to cough out a 10 million rand, which we have ultimately welcomed as the SRC, but still acknowledge that it is not enough and more still needs to be done. We also see that civil society has also joined into the demonstrations. Civil organizations have always been behind the call of free education. So they are saying what you are fighting for as the SRC, at least in this instance, is a genuine cause, and we are going to support you. However, Desiree, I have the responsibility to say this. Our protest is a student-led protest. It is not a protest which is led by SASCO, the PYA, or a protest which is led by the EFF Student Command. Students are united behind a common agenda, and anyone from outside who seeks to divide this movement will not succeed, because we are all committed to pursuing a generational mission. And if it means we must abandon our political badges to attend to such an agenda, we are more than ready to do so.
The next point speaks to the few points you mentioned earlier. What's your view on the 10 billion announced by your university and the minister saying funds will be released and registration can start?
No. I don't think it's the 10 billion rand that was announced by the university. It's 10 million COVID relief. We have welcomed it, but we do not think it's sufficient or it's enough. And I must consistently critique the government as well, because they've dismally failed to come to the party. I had the minister's interview yesterday, where he's clearly providing solutions which are aligned to NSFAS, a funding model we can all acknowledge and agree that it has failed to meet the available demand. It is not adequate to solve the problems that we are faced with. What we are saying, and I said it to a fellow representative from the Ministry of Higher Education who was pursuing us to say, no, look, we need to meet and discuss how we can go about this. We said to them, you know our demands. Communicate with vice chancellors, make funds available if they need funds. They must pronounce that no one is going to be financially excluded in the academic year 2021 because we have been affected by the COVID pandemic. We're not looking to meet with anyone from anywhere. What we want is our demands to be met. We've raised our demands with them. They must just do what they're supposed to do on their part. We're not going to allow anyone to silence us. We're not going to allow anyone to infiltrate us. We've worked so much to persuade our own students who are already in the system to say you have the responsibility to fight for your own land colleagues who are outside so that they can be privileged as you are and they can be granted the opportunity to learn. So we're not going to allow anyone to silence us. We're not going to be deterred. We're not going to meet with anyone who is not intending to meet our demands.
So what's the latest in terms of your interactions with the family of Mthokozisi Ntumba in terms of funeral arrangements?
Well, Gabriella and myself who have been suspended by the university, since we are not allowed to be close to the university precincts, we are going to be paying the family a visit today. We've established an account and fellow students and colleagues of ours have pledged money to offer condolences to the family. We will pay them a visit this afternoon. You know, we are under a very dark cloud and we continue to soldier on. But what is important at this point in time is to say the SRC is behind the call that is being raised by student activists to say the DBS Street must be renamed after Mthokozisi Ntumba because his life cannot go in vain. He was a master's, he had just obtained his master's degree. He was a student, he was someone who understands the importance of education. He was someone who valued the fact that education can be used to transform the livelihoods of many in our country. And as such, his life cannot go in vain. We support the call and we are going to throw our weight behind it as the Student Representative Council. But we will be paying the family a visit today.
Let's thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you so much, Diesel.
That's the Wits SRC Treasurer General Kanakana Mudzanani.